In the carriage in the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. Oh, okay, thanks for letting us know. Aye, and 'twas me who helped me little urchin get away after it all happened. Oh gosh, okay. What? Okay. Smoke! Fire! There's a fire! Look! Trying to get away! After them! It's no use! I can't see anything over the smoke. The police managed to catch someone who's trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. There's a young girl next to Mr. McGilded, look. She must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. Oh, there's blood on the floor. Was this here the whole time? Let's see what's inside. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. In other words, the previous witnesses did not, in fact, see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason. Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade cannot have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. It can only have been the skylight. To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said nothing of the victim falling through the skylight. 'Tis a case of their being unable to say. Okay, I think I might have been right. It might have been both of them. Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blitherer? You rotter, he said! You rotter! What are you insinuating? This is a flaming outrage! I've got a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute. Whatever that means. He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said. So will I. Mr. Fairplay, you're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman, a well-respected banker, and me, a very angry hatter, suggesting that someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right. I protest too. About you rotten scoundrel. Oh, it's getting good now. He's losing his cool. Order, order, order. This is not the time, witnesses. I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. It's outrageous. It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Zykes. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to. It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. You proposed this to the court till the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have intimidated their criminal guilt. Intimated. In our British court of law, that is what I termed a baseless accusation. Uh-oh. We need proof. I know it was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but this is what happens when we get desperate enough. We just throw something out there and see if it sticks. Can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Get them to, testify! I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. We have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. Testify! Testify! What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy. Mr. Fairplay and Mr. First. My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. Oh, they're getting shaky now. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Refuting the accusation. We were the only two people up on the roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened here we were sitting, don't you think one of the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. How either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck, without the other know the thing forthwith. That's right, you see? Yeah, the only way it could happen is if they were both in on it. We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another. What? That's what I said. Eh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Ha! Well, I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh. Yes, my lord. I never know how long these are gonna go. Refuting the accusation. Now, I only have one thing, so I'm gonna save. So now, I just saved. So I don't know if this... So, right here, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. But that's not true. We already proved he did. Oh, wait. Sorry, the victim. That's right, we're talking about the victim now. So, you never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh, Loom, no. Not once, never. He'd never met the man before, he said. Never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir. No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection. You got something to say, Mr. Irishman?
Excuse me.
Pardon me. Mr. McGilded? Yes, Counsel, what can I be doing for you? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now? I wonder. Wait, okay. What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay. It has been too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date. I beg your pardon? Now's not the time for that. Hehe, you buy 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest, you tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fella to pass his crimes off on another? Ah, you rapscallion. And young Mr. First? Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat's lying about on your head. Is that one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an... Oh, why am I doing that voice? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. Hehe. The perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers, such as thrice fair Mason. Ah. Here was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence for, my lord. Oh, this you mean? That's right. He's wearing the hat. I can't help thinking that the poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh, like his. That's one of me hats. Hehe. Aye, that it is. So it seemed the brickmaker was a customer of yours? Wait, isn't this the whatchamacallit? My trophy objective? Identify the victim's hat maker? Or the guy responsible for his hat? That's what a customer I'd wager you could have had a wee quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see? Is that so? Well done, well done. I rest me case. You little weasel. Arr! He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGill has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please don't let me, little interruption, hold up the proceedings. There we go. Hat Hunter! Woo! Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Yes, I heard him. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see? It's shut fast now. You like it was on the night. Like it was on the night. Okay. So it is, of course. A fella the size of Mr. Mason could likely break right through it, still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing. You understand. Now you hold on there a minute, sir. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was riding the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind, loudly. I shocked myself with it, as it happens. TMI, TMI. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Don't say that again. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is I tried to open the skylight, you see? But, just my luck. I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rogue, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Guilty. Time for lunch. Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame. Oh, you got something to say?
Excuse me.
I like this. This is fun. I like this mechanic. Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Got a little piece of Aztec gold there. Miss Lestrade. It opens. Come again. The skylight. That is what we're talking about, right? Okay. Put the weapon down. Please. All them skylights open dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I... You can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh. But from the... That's right, we even tested that. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck on one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out of me ears. Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, He got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't open the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. Aha. What? Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open it from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck? Bailiff! That's what I kind of assumed, because you couldn't do it from inside, but it had to open somehow. Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify the witness's claims. On it. And there we go. Slides right open. Oh, my hat! See? Kill him. Okay. So it's very likely now. Order! 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 So it appears that the street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens, and from the roof deck... Mr. Naruhodo! This could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So, the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Okay, investigate for myself, so like... I keep pressing the wrong button. So can I do it from atop of the... Oh, now... Okay. So the skylight was fastened shut before. But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. You can certainly see inside the carriage to this opening, that's for sure. Yes, and there's a lamp inside the enclosed cabin. Oh wait, I think we saw that. Okay, so now if we go inside... Maybe if we look up from in here, maybe we'll discover something. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? There we go. Blood. Ah! What is it? Look! Just here, look at this! That's... without question... It's blood! Why would there be blood stain there? Surely... It can't be unrelated to the case, can it? There we go. There's a blood stain visible on the frame of the skylight when it opened. Okay, I think that's the evidence we need. So I think the last... Yeah, it's this one, actually. Hang on, I didn't mean to go back. If you're so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I got your proof right here, baby. Read it and weep. Objection. Yeah. On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug! Bah humbug! You can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. You think? Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom. Counsel? My lord. I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Do I have to point it out? Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight. Okay, well that's an easy one. We just saw it.
Got it.
Yeah. By Jupiter! Is that... blood? We should have cleaned that up. This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No! That's right. Order! 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 What do you want? Oh, that was you. But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. Doubtful. And only found its way to that one particular spot on the skylight? Sure, and that would be very convenient. Yeah, really. It didn't get on the window itself at all? And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But... There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin, between the two seats, Mr. First? It dripped down. Or, I guess he fell down. 'Tis all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a far height right there, so it is. What? No. But it can't be. It's all lies. My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree that this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can. Yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. Yeah, agree with me. So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they? Typing. I won't tolerate any of the guild carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing. On three then, everyone. 1, 2. Alley-oop. 3. What? You bastard. One more thing. A chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zykes? Hold on, I'm thinking. A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? I want to know why too. For an extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. Care to explain? What are you talking about? It's there for all to see, and it's clearly blood. No, it is grape jelly. I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. And they didn't see it, so I can slate with absolute surety. No such smear of blood existed on the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Von Zykes, that this stain of blood was... Are they insinuating that when the smoke bomb went off and he disappeared, like the trial intermission or whatever, that he might have done it? Because that was the only time he could have, right? Fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while this court has been in session. What? Uh-oh. Hehehe. What a palaver. I must say, I didn't expect such a crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standing, Lord Van Zykes. Don't talk to me. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for its fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's a rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. Do tell. You are very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt to the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, Bribing witnesses? I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Tut tut, Lord Van Zykes. Tis will not do at all, to be sure. Will it now, Counsel? Huh? Oh, no. We got this, I think. I think it's fair to say, this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But, if usual or cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly have put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Like I said, the intermission. Isn't that right now, Counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that court has been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think... I mean, this won't look good for the defendant, but it is possible. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. The truth! That's what we must seek. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh? Good gracious. Explain yourself, Counsel. Ooh, we're already turning on our defendant. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from the deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly. The recess that we were forced to make. Yep, that's what I thought. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently on the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Bang! What is going on? Be careful, Naruhodo. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. Yes. That is what happened. The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Ooh. Got some explaining to do, Magnus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, ye? Ye rotten, feckless gouger? Feckless? Gouger? I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good. You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is. Is it now? Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier, as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Oh, I already know one. The thing they were talking about with the luggage, right? Inconsistencies such as... To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. Exactly. There was supposed to be stuff in there, right? When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Unfortunately, Lord Van Zykes, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? That's getting good. About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Well, let me think. Let me think. Think. I really don't know. The only other thing I had was the compartment. But there's got to be something, right? My lord. Yes, counsel? There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you did have it... Oh! I know what it is because I commented on it. Oh, I didn't get that. Silence, McGilded. If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you better start watching your back. Remember when I went back into the carriage and I said, that blood splatter that was on the floor, did I examine that? I must have missed it. I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about because it wasn't there. The court awaits the defense's clarification. Grrr. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. Yeah, it's very confusing. I guess what we're trying to prove is that an assertion that he was dropped through the skylight wasn't true, and if that holds water, if that ends up being the case, and McGilded was trying to cover it up, that doesn't look good for him. I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is this alleged mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial? It's got to be this blood mark on the floor, right? I'm pretty sure it wasn't there. If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Definitely not. Good lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I'm just interested in finding out the truth. Screw my clients. That's always been a funny thing about this. It's like, I get the pursuit of the truth, but it's like, at the end of the day, your job is to defend your client. So that would be kind of a... Imagine your defense attorney just turns on you and is like, you know what? I think you did do it. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. I do too, Ryunosuke. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I go with the latter. I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. You betcha. What the doodle? Oh, man. Oh, here we go. This trial is over! Mr. McGilded, I've done everything I possibly can to cooperate with the court, but 'tis all over now. But you are the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ye. Uh-oh, I don't like that. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all a nonsense. Facts are about what counts, and the fact is the bloodstain is there. Now. No, I don't think that works. It works that way. Ah, well... And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, like every trial in these games, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all. Well, yes, but... I am scandalized, so I am. I thought better of Lord Van Zykes. Well, my lord? I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method of which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zykes, what is your position? Thank Zyke. The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Shite. Very well. In that case, I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter. I shall proceed to my abjuration. Now, as a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. Okay. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we've won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexpected inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense. Your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes the defendant is innocent? No. We gotta do the right thing. The defendant could be guilty. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot, in all good conscience, attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good. Gracious me! Order! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocent into question. Are you of sound mind? No, I am not, Your Honor. Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was. A grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Ah. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? 'Tis just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put afore. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. Yeah. You smug little... Oh man, this little... I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence we've seen genuine, or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said. The stinking rich are always guilty of something. You mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park. Shut up, lady. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. You little leprechaun. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court. But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zykes, my lord, the case made by the prosecution was flawed. Plain and simple. He's not as on top of it as you'd think. If indeed the omnibus presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord. But Wait. When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Von Zykes ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm standing up for my buddy, my vampire friend. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What? Why not? Well, Lord Van Zykes, it's been a pleasure, sure it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Yeah, if only that easy. Magnus McGilded. Good grief. You have more to say to me, have you? The question I have is, are we gonna, last minute, are we gonna come up with something, some kind of ass pull that's like, oh, that's gonna get him, like, some turn the case around type of BS? Or have we really lost? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. I hereby pronounce the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And there we go. We won, I guess. Woohoo. Yeah, confetti. Okay, fireworks. Nice, nice touch. Were there fireworks last time? Well, that sucks. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. They should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. Oh boy. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. Okay, great. I was like, now I have to keep going, right? Because, I mean... Yeah, we'll keep going. We'll finish. There shouldn't be too much more, and then we can finish up the chapter. 18th of February, 5:15 p.m., 5:14 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Ah, bittersweet victory. That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. Yay, why do I not feel good about it? My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Miss Sozuto, thank you for your assistance. I mean, technically, I guess if there's a silver lining, it's that this was a test, right, to defend this guy, and we won, right? So it's like, you know, now if we've been, that should, you know, lead us to become a lawyer now. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who is actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? You don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Kinda. Is this, male? Oh, that you did! Oh, him. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Wahahaha! Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, ain't ya? Aren't ye? I must say you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're a young and headstrong. Wahahaha! Ah, 'tis water under the bridge. Is that so? Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. I mean, this is kind of more accurate to how trials actually go, right? Obviously, a real court proceeding isn't, you're not gonna, you're not gonna find the culprit in trial or whatever, Or at least not for certain. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and abstinent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters into hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Wahahahaha! It's not that funny. Little leprechaun. So 10, as we agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Are we whilst? You're humble people, are ye? You from the east? Well, if you insist. But have this, still in all, ye deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry? What inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. Fare thee well. Fade away with me, pot of gold. And there he goes, a free man. Huh. You. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Oh, don't shoot! No. Well, I don't have a wife and kids or any family, but still, don't shoot. Don't move! Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? Oh, very well. You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I ain't all grown-ups. Oh, I ain't all grown-ups. Like, okay. Ah, there you are. Oh. Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Huh. Oh, hey there. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you had to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do you have to be shrouded in smoke, though, at all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing into a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. What? I have no idea what the girl is talking about. I have to see if this voice works. Like, it's really high. I'm trying to make her sound cute, but I'll have to see. I feel we'll see more of her, so I'll have to play around with her voice maybe after this episode. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. What? What for? To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician. What? You mean, say sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? Huh. I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Oh, it really hurts my voice too. There's a reason I haven't gone that high yet. Fine. Have it your way. Oh good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure that what she wants is to not get shot by the massive gun of yours. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for the fuss. Ooh, actually does hurt my voice. She was a lively one. Usually it's the deep voices that hurt my voice, but I'll have to practice a little girl voice, like a little kid voice. Well, do you think perhaps you ought to be on our way now too? Yeah, you're right, but where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings. But at this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Yeah. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to the worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. Like hobos? Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. We are invincible, immortal. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London will freeze a young person's solid just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Don't tell me that. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room, or mansion. That is true. Okay, and so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. Man, that all took place in one day. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned. The case was far from over. Yeah, oh man, there's so many loose ends. And, oh, get a cutscene, okay. Uh-oh. Ooh, the courthouse is on fire. Did Magnus do that? Oh no, who's in there? And they're locked in there? Come on, open it. Oh, there's the judge. What, it's McGilded? Oh gosh. Come on, what are we looking at? Who's inside? And we're not gonna find out. At least not today. That it? End. Ooh, they left us on a mighty fine cliffhanger there. So this case surely is not over. The realm of the Reaper. Save your current progress. I would like to do that very much, please. Okay. And I'm not going to back out because that'll take us right into the next chapter. Oh man, so yeah, my recording were just over 2 hours and 15. I just can't stop, man. These trials are so intense. There's always a bunch of moments where I'm like, maybe I should stop here, and then I talk myself out of it. I'm like, no, we're going to keep going. So, we did the whole second part of that trial in one recording. Technically the last 10 minutes of the first part. I wish I had just kept going in that one, but c'est la vie, that's the nature of a blind Let's Play. Oh, what's this one called? Sorry, I just see Episode 4, The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. Not sure what that even means. But I'm excited with that setup. So it definitely seems likely that McGilded was, was the culprit. And we did our job, right? We defended him, even if at the end we were a bit shaky. We still went out of our way to defend him. And we succeeded, which means we passed the trial that was set before us and are on our way to become a lawyer. So I guess that's true. I guess we kind of had to win that one. Like, that's one of the reasons why I didn't necessarily even think that McGilded would be bad, or like the actual killer. So there's two things: either McGilded went in and set the fire, or somehow McGilded ended up in the car and that's him in there. Maybe we'll find his dead body in there. It's interesting. It's McGilded is definitely involved in some way. He went in to see the he went into, for whatever reason they let him, even though I know he was technically found innocent, but I still would have been like, no, I don't think so. You're a civilian. Like, that's the other thing. Like, he's still a civilian. Why would they let him in? I guess because he's powerful. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. So, fun case though. Lots of ups and downs, twists and turns, like all these cases have. And now we're moving on to episode 4. So we're moving through this game fairly quickly. Like, we're starting episode 4, and then all that's left is 5. 4 and 5, and we're done. Looks like we're going into an investigation, but we know how misleading that can be. The other thing I'm noticing right now is I haven't been paying attention, but it shows Sholmes in the background there, in the background of the save file, whereas the one, number 2 in the autosave show Ryunosuke. So are we going to be playing a little bit, or has it been switching the whole time? That would be cool if you get to play as maybe Sholmes for this, or at least part of this one. Ooh, maybe you get to do some detectiving with Sholmes. I would love that. Okay, but it's gone on long enough. I'm actually getting a bit of a headache. Maybe it's because of all the voices. I'm going to see if I can practice a little girl voice for that little inventor girl. Or at least see how it sounds played back. Maybe it doesn't sound as bad, but it just sounded like a really shrill, squeaky voice. And it hurt my throat, so I'll play around with that. But thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it. Hit that notification bell to know when more episodes go up. Share this video, and of course, comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts on the video, things you like, things you didn't like, and just if you're excited to see what happens next. And I'm sure many of you already know what's going to happen next, and I want to see your reaction. But again, as I say every time, no spoilers, please. So thanks once again, take care, and bye-bye.